All right, first grade. We have been learning about storytelling, and today we're going to learn about how stories were written down in books. It took a long time for human beings to discover how to write and then how to read. And then once they figured that out, they were able to create books and record and write down all of these wonderful stories. So today we're going to start by drawing a storybook, kind of like that, a nice open storybook. And then we're going to create some fun alphabet art coming out of that book. So to draw your storybook, you are going to first hold your paper in this direction. We call this landscape direction, so that your paper is wide. Not this way, not tall, but wide. And then from the bottom of your paper, you're going to count up 3 fingers, and with your pencil, you're going to draw a little dot kind of in the middle of your paper, up about 3 fingers from the bottom. Now from this dot, you're going to make 2 curves, almost like rainbows, but they're very flat rainbows. So they're just a very gentle curve, one going to the right. I don't go all the way to the edge of the paper. I leave a little space. And then the other going to the left. That same gentle curve, and I leave a little space at the end of the paper. From this center dot, I'm going to go up just a little bit, maybe about 2 fingers up, and I'm going to redraw these same curves to the right. See, it's that same shape, it's just up a little bit, and to the left. Okay, these are going to be the pages of my book, because when you open a book, sometimes the pages curve open like this. And then I'm going to connect these ends. And then if my book is thick, you'll be able to see these pages on the side. So I'm going to draw these little lines that kind of follow that same curve on the bottom, just like that, on both sides. And then I'm going to end it with a nice flat, thick line on the bottom. That's like the edge of my book. Okay, so now this is my book. From the top of my book, I want to make the alphabet kind of popping out of the book, almost like the words are jumping right off the page. So in order to do that, we're going to follow the order of the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way through to Z. And there's going to be some rules that we want to follow. The first rule is that we're not drawing them in a straight line across the paper. We can go in a curve. We can make like a little snake shape. It doesn't have to go straight across the paper. In fact, it's going to start by touching this edge of the book. And I'm going to draw my letter A, touching this edge of the book. And that brings me to my second rule, is it doesn't have to be straight. It could be sideways. Okay, the second rule is the letters have to touch each other somewhere. So instead of leaving a space and making my B, I'm going to make sure that my B ends up touching that A. See how they're touching? Here, let me try my C. Okay, my next rule, and this is the last one, is that they can be all different sizes. Maybe I want a small letter D with a big letter E. As long as they're touching and they're different sizes, that's okay. And I'm going to try and go from E all the way to Z and make Z end up over here. Yours is not going to look exactly like mine. You're going to figure out how to get your letters on there as best as you can. Sometimes it's easier if you turn your paper so that when you draw your letters, they kind of go on an angle. I ran out of room over here, so I'm going to start going backwards. T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Wow. And after I have all of my letters drawn on my paper, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to color this. It's really fun because you can see all the spaces that you created that you can fill in with different colors. For example, I have a closed space inside this letter D that I can color in. And inside the O and the P. Maybe I want to color in this entire inside space inside the book here with a different color. The goal is to get the entire paper colored in with whatever you have at home. If you have crayons at home, then you could use crayons. If you have markers, you could use markers. But you want to make sure that whole paper is colored in, and you want to make it look like it's fun, because usually it's really fun to read about stories, and there's a lot of different things that can come from books and spark your imagination and creativity. So you don't want it to look like there's some boring stuff coming out of your books. You want to make it look like it's very fun, exciting, and creative. So however you decide to color this, those are your goals. You want to make it look like it's fun to read out of books, because I don't know about you, but I love to read. I have a lot of books at home. Okay, and I'm going to show you what this is like when it's done. So have fun creating your alphabet art coming out of your book.